Okay, I'm gonna start with a bold statement here. I believe that most men come in tango because of a woman. But that's not the reason that it should be. The truth is that most men are afraid to start tango alone. And I get it. I was one of them too. Actually, it never crossed my mind to go to a tango class before I had a partner in my life. Tango can be very intimidating for men, and today we're going to talk about 4 main fears that keep most of the men away from the dance floor. Welcome to Goodnight Tango, your channel about tango in real life. I'm Christos, I'm dancing tango for 8 years now, and for the last 3 years I'm also writing about that in my blog. So let's dive in directly to the first one. The first argument that I hear a lot from my friends, and I also see in their behavior, is that tango or dancing in general is not for men. Generally, dancing is not supposed to be a masculine activity. But actually, what is a masculine and what is a feminine activity? What decides what is a masculine and what is a feminine activity? I bet that in any culture, whatever culture you might come from, there is at least one dance that is mostly danced by men. And in many cultures, there are dances that have to do with war and with intimidation of the opponent that are mostly danced by men because men were the main people that were participating in the war. So at least from this perspective, you can find a lot of dances that are not only masculine, but destined for men and expressed mainly from men, danced mainly from men. I know, for example, in Greek culture that I come from, the dance Zeibekiko is mostly danced by men, and there are also other dances, traditional dances in many different regions that are mostly supposed to be danced by men. It's not that they are danced only by men until these days, but they are supposed to be danced only by men. They are more masculine in terms of the behavior that they, or the attitudes that they want to express and they want to show. The second most common reason for dances, historically, generally, in many different cultures, is for men to flirt, for men to attract female partners. Tango, kind of, if you see the history, falls into this category. It falls into category of courting, of flirting, of finding a partner. And here's the problem. In order to do that, you need to express emotions. In order to do that, you need to express your feelings, how you feel. And in most Western societies, expressing emotions can be considered as a weakness. We all know the stereotypes that many boys are grown with, like, for example, be strong, don't cry, boys don't cry, and things like that. And all this cultivates a culture where expressing your emotions, being sad, being emotional, being in love, and showing all this is considered a weakness. So the main reason is not that dance is not masculine or dance is not a masculine activity or that tango is not considered to be a man's activity, a masculine activity. The problem is a bit deeper. So you see, in order to dance, you need to express your emotions. And as we already said, this makes you seem weak. So it is very natural from the social environment to have judgment and to think like, for example, a man who dances, whatever kind of dance, is weak, is a weak person, or is not so masculine, or whatever else. But really, why is it considered a masculine activity watching on a couch and seeing 22 men chasing a ball for 90 minutes? And it is not considered a masculine activity to embrace and provide a safe space and time for your partner to express their own emotions together with you. The second argument that I will hear very often is the common, I have 2 left feet. But really? Two left feet? If you really do have 2 left feet, let me know in the comments. I'm really curious to find out who you are. So what hides behind this 2 left feet argument? Because obviously nobody has 2 left feet. The hidden fear behind this phrase is that I'm afraid to look awkward, to look strange, to look not nice in general. And if you add to this that tango is danced usually with another partner, and this other partner might be maybe your life partner as well, many men are afraid to look awkward or strange or foolish in front of their partner. This is a matter of ego. And I know that this might sound stupid, but hear me out. You know, when I started learning tango, I also had difficulties in the beginning. I also had difficulties in how to learn and how to do each different step. I often was asking my teacher to explain what I was doing wrong and how could I improve, or what I could correct in my leading in order to find out how to lead correct. And generally, yes, the idea of being foolish or being, incompetent to understand a simple concept and do a simple step or whatever else crossed my mind for some times. But in the end, when I was in the class and I was taking the lessons, I realized that I was not the only one. I mean, everybody in the class were in the same position as me. Whenever I had a question, usually the same problem that I had was the problem of the whole class. I mean, it wasn't only me, it was everybody. And it is natural. Think about it when you start learning a new language, for example. You're not expected to go and start speaking with a native speaker right after your first class. The same is in Tango. You're not expected to be perfect and have the perfect posture and have the perfect step and do the perfect year or whatever else right from the first lesson, right from the first class. You will look awkward, you will look foolish, but it's only by accepting this and it's only by embracing this and making the trials and improving little by little that will get you to the result that you want. Same as when you learn the language. You are not going to speak perfect English. I'm not speaking perfect English at this time, and I know it. I mean, I'm speaking English for how long and I still make mistakes. But that doesn't stop me from speaking English and actually making videos in YouTube. So looking foolish, looking awkward, yes, it's part of the process. And there's nothing wrong with this because, the same foolish and the same awkward and the same strange or whatever else you might think you look in front of your partner, the same also happens for your partner. She might also have the same fears of looking not nice or not elegant enough in front of you. From the moment that you realize that you are beginners and you're not going to look perfect from your first classes, this is liberating. You're letting yourself experiment and learn and try, and from these trials you will get better, you will improve, and in the end you will look much better than you were looking 8 years ago. Another very common excuse that I hear from men, preventing them from starting dancing in general, is the usual, I have no rhythm. Really? You don't have a rhythm? So how do you live? Rhythm is something that we have in our bodies in order to live. Our heart beats with a standard rhythm. It beats with a specific rhythm. You're breathing all the time with a specific rhythm. You inhale and exhale with a specific rhythm. Sometimes it is quicker, sometimes it is slower. So rhythm is actually inside your body. Rhythm is something that we all live with. And the rhythm that you need most in tango is the rhythm of your walk. You just need to synchronize this with the rhythm of the music, which is not so difficult. Usually, the rhythm of the music is something like. So we just have to step on this rhythm, so you can just. That's it. The problem is not the rhythm. The problem is learning to do that together with another person in your embrace and learning to walk together with another person in your embrace. That is the most difficult part in tango. Not having a rhythm. The rhythm in tango is quite simple. It's either this or a little bit quicker, like. That's it. It's nothing more difficult than this. Okay, if you want to go deeper in tango, you might see a bit more complex rhythms. But for most part of tango, for most of the tango songs, these two main rhythms, these two main quick or slow walks are just enough. So next time that you say to somebody, I have no rhythm, I would challenge you to ask yourself, can I not breathe? Does my heart not beat? Can I not walk? If I cannot do any of that, then yes, I don't have rhythm. But if I can do that, then rhythm is already inside me. I just have to synchronize it with the music. That's all. And here comes the last one. One of the most common excuses. Actually, I said it in the beginning, most men come to tango because of a woman. So the most common excuse that a man has not starting tango is, I don't have a partner. First things first, let's clarify that in order to dance and in order to learn tango, you don't need to have a partner. As I already explained in another video that you will see up here, Tango, when we dance tango socially, we don't dance with one specific partner alone. I mean, there are maybe couples that are dancing between themselves, but that's not usually what happens in milongas. Usually in milongas, we dance and we change partners in every tanda, every 3 or 4 songs. So having a partner is not really required, is not really something that you will see in classes when you go to sign up, especially in beginner classes when you go to sign up. And to be honest, as a man, if you go to a class, you are really wanted, you are really needed. Many classes have a surplus in women, and having people that can take up the role of the leader, take up the role of the man, is really appreciated. But behind this excuse, there is a deeper reason, and I get it. If there was a time that I wanted to consider quitting tango, that was after 1 year of classes. That was the time when my partner decided to stop, to quit tango. We were taking classes for 1 year together, and after that, she decided that she didn't want to continue. I was in a dilemma. I would either continue myself alone, or I would just quit myself too. For most of the first year of classes, I was dancing mostly with my partner. And that was okay, until I had to go alone, and I had to embrace another partner. And things started feeling a little bit awkward, until I realized that it's just a dance, it's nothing more. Just because you are embracing another partner, embracing another person, woman or man, doesn't mean that you're going to form a relationship with them in the end. Just because you're dancing 10 minutes with them in a tanda doesn't mean that you're going to spend the rest of their life together. You're just spending these 10 minutes expressing the emotions that you have, receiving the emotions that they express, and that's all. From the moment that I had this mindset shift, everything started to change. My anxiety of embracing another woman started getting lower. My confidence in the dance started getting higher. And gradually my dance started improving. There was actually another added benefit from all this story. You see, when you're dancing only with one partner, and when you're practicing only with one partner, you start adjusting and learning each other's behaviors, each other's movements, and sometimes you learn to lead something in a way that it is understood by your partner. But this doesn't guarantee that what you learn and what you do is actually applicable in the wider social environment of tango. So the fact that I was able to dance with my dance partner, with my life partner, wasn't guaranteeing that I learned correctly whatever I wanted to do, whatever I was leading. And being able to do the same thing, the same moves with other partners proved that what I learned was correct, and I learned it in a correct way. But if I hadn't the opportunity to dance with other partners, and I was only dancing with my own partner, with my life partner, I don't know if I would have acquired some bad habits that would limit me from dancing with other persons. So coming to tango without a partner is not really a problem. Actually, is more of an advantage rather than a disadvantage. The problem is mostly psychological. The problem is mostly feeling the awkwardness of embracing somebody else for a long period. Learning to embrace a stranger, learning to embrace somebody we don't know, learning to embrace comfortably and move together with a partner that you don't know, with a person that you don't know. And this, in the beginning, feels awkward because, think about it. You hug people in your life every day, almost, depending on your cultural background, but these hugs last about 5, 6, 7 seconds, maybe around that. If a hug lasts a little bit longer, then it starts feeling a bit awkward or something deep is happening. In tango, we are dancing together with a partner for the whole song, 2.5 minutes mostly. And actually, when we dance in the milonga, we dance for 3 or 4 songs, which is about 10 to 12 minutes. Embracing somebody you don't know for 10 to 12 minutes and being able to express your emotions to them is awkward, is strange in the beginning. But the more you learn it and the more you do it, it starts to become natural, it starts to become easier, it starts to become second nature. So if you still wait to have a partner to start dancing tango, if you still believe that you have no rhythm, if you still believe that dancing is not for men, or if you still believe that you have 2 left feet, I challenge you to think again. Really, Is that true, or is it something deeper that keeps you away from tango? And believe me, I have used many of these excuses myself before starting to dance tango. But looking back at them, I realize how silly I was, how stupid they look like now. So if you bumped into this video and you haven't started dancing tango yet, I would challenge you to consider again what is your excuse. Whatever is your excuse, I believe this video helped you to understand that maybe this is not the real problem. And if you have a different excuse, I'd like to know. Please let me know in the comments. What keeps you away from tango? And before you go away, if your image about tango comes from TV performances and shows, and you think that you are not athletic enough or you're not young enough, if you think that tango is not for you, then maybe the video over here will help you debunk all these myths too. See you there. Ciao!